We're here at Knicks Media Day ahead of Game 5 of the NBA Finals. I'm here with SNY NBA insider Ian Begley. And Ian, the Knicks just one win away from winning an NBA title, but the Spurs still want to battle back. They're back at home even though the Knicks won the first two games. And after blowing a 29-point lead, they still seem eerily confident about Game 5. What did you hear from the Spurs?
Yeah, it was a lot from De'Aaron Fox just talking about how the Spurs have had the largest lead in each of these four games, and the idea that of all the teams that came back from 3-1 deficits in the finals, all of them had blowout losses. So his point was that the Knicks hadn't blown out the Spurs yet, and so that's part of where the confidence comes from. You talked a lot about just being able to play with a lead once the Spurs get that lead and being able to counteract what the Knicks have been able to do, but it's almost like he was ignoring the historic Game 4 at the Garden.
I mean, that was a historic lead that they lost, 29 points. That was the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. So I'm kind of have an eyebrow up about that one. We'll see what they can do in Game 5, though. But the Knicks, again, very surreal moment for a lot of these guys, knowing that they are just one win away from winning a title. But we've been hearing all throughout the playoffs, the series is 0-0 every single game. But how does it feel for them to be just one win away?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a cliche, right? But I think that's what's made them so good in these playoffs, just focusing on the next minute, the next hour, the next game, whatever it is, and not getting caught up in everything around them, which, as you know, there's been a lot around them lately. And so the closeout games, particularly on the road, they've obviously had a lot of success. They've won 3 by at least 30 points, so they know how to handle it. Mike Brown was talking about how you need to know that your opponent's going to come with a greater level of intensity, that the crowd is going to have a greater level of intensity, although maybe not in this case because of the Knicks fans here.
Knicks fans travel, man.
And so you have to be prepared for that. Obviously, he's had his team prepared for that during this postseason, so they can lean on those results as they move into here to Game 5.
I think that a big thing for the Knicks, though, in Game 5 as well, Ian, is just getting off to a faster start. And the guys talk about that a lot, especially Games 3 and 4. The Spurs came out flying out of the gate, so we'll see if the Knicks can get off to a much better start in Game 5 and potentially win an NBA championship here in Texas.
Guys, it's all a little too casual for me. We've been hearing 0-0 all postseason, but CeeLo, is it humanly possible to not think ahead? Are you buying the fact that they're thinking of this as 0-0?
I actually am, and I want to quote the great George Costanza. It's not a lie if you believe it.
Yes.
I think that's where the Knicks are right now, led by Jalen Brunson. It's a mindset. Yes, of course, in the back of their mind, they understand that one more win gets them their first NBA championship for the Knicks franchise in 53 years. But look, there's been enough that's gone wrong in this series, despite the fact that they're up 3-1. The slow starts, falling behind by double digits, getting blown out of the building for 2.5 quarters the other night at the Garden, where I don't think they should be getting too high. There are challenges for them that they still need to address. So I do believe them when they say that. That's the mindset. Now they need to go put that in play tomorrow.
Listen, I'm going to give you more coach speak. I believe Jalen Brunson. You want to know why? He's pulling a page out of the Kobe Bryant, Derek Jeter playbook. Yeah. He knows how to handle and manipulate the media. He's doing it brilliantly. I give him all the credit in the world. That's why he is who he is. They're not selling you a lie, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This has been their mindset the entire postseason. Why is it going to be any different, Nikki?
All right, JJ and CeeLo are back to break out the confidence meter. Guys, let's start with Josh Hart. He is 1 for 9 from the floor over the last 2 games, including 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. So, JJ, what's your confidence level at 1 to 10 that he could step up in Game 5?
8.5, because I never worry about the intestinal fortitude of Josh Hart. He is insanely tough. He's not going to let the moment overwhelm him. I'm not going to be concerned based upon him being in between where he should have dunked it, should he laid him up, whatever. Josh Hart will be ready for Game 6. He's Game 5. I don't want to will Game 6 into existence. This is a moment he's been building towards his entire career. He's tough. He'll be ready. Not concerned.
Yeah, I'm not concerned with him either. All right, CeeLo, Karl-Anthony Towns, after the first 2 games, people were talking about him for MVP, but he can't seem to stay out of foul trouble. He spent most of last game on the bench, so confidence meter 1 to 10 that he can stay out of foul trouble in Game 5.
I mean, like a 6.5. I'm glad he used a half. I'll use a half.
Yeah,
6.5.
We're getting too
you know, the early
here.
Foul trouble. Look, the nature of this is it's been a pretty physical series, especially they've played a lot of him and Robinson against Wembanyama, where beginning of the series we thought maybe you'd see a little OG and hard at times, but they've really just had the big men playing against him, and that's part of what's got Cat in some foul trouble at times. I didn't love the first foul the other night. I thought that was a bad call. Second second one getting overturned on review, not great. Here's what I would like to see, though, and I understand they came back and won the game, but until they started to mount the comeback, I didn't like that Mike Brown sent him to the bench as long as he did as the Spurs are running up the score. It's like, well, what are you exactly preserving him for?
What are you saving him for?
By the time he's ready to come back in the game, you're staring at this huge deficit. Now, I've got the egg on my face because they did come back and win, but I don't think we're expecting another massive comeback.
No.
So if there is some foul trouble, let the man play. He's a difference maker on both ends of the floor. If he ends up fouling out, so be it. But you don't want to dig yourself a hole where you've got to put Jeremy Sohan back out on the floor.
I was shocked when he came into the game.
Yeah.
My confidence meter is at a 1, but the officiating is going to be better than it has been the rest of the series. Right, for both of you. So, JJ, I'll start with you. Confidence level 1 to 10 that they're going to close this thing out in 5.
All right, I'm going to put it at 7.5. Why? Because the Knicks have won not 1, not 2, but 3 closeout games on the road. I think it's going to be a monstrous performance. Jalen Brunson brings them home. I just hope our guy Salicata doesn't put the voodoo on it. Sally, bring home a win, please. Knicks in 5.
I had 7.5 as well. I'll round down. I'll go 7. I do think the Spurs will have some punchback. Also, part of me, I think it's the the heart in me would like to see this get done at the Garden as opposed to.
And it's Saturday night.
I understand.
Come on.
I'm not trying to mess with it, but it would feel right for it to happen at the Garden rather than.
I don't want to see what happens to New York if they win this thing at home. But hopefully next time we're talking, they have this trophy and we're talking about all good things.